Carrying on from our backstory that we did the other day about why we started this business, I wanted to tell you a story about some of the people and the reasons why. So one of the ladies was one of the last ladies that we put into a rental property that we listed. It was a little duplex that we had available, and she came along to the open home with about 10 to 15 other people, and she spoke to me and applied. So going through the applications, which is what my job was, that her income was fairly low compared to what we needed, but that her rental history was amazing. So I dug a little deeper and I had a conversation with her about what was actually going on. And she had lived in a nice area in Moreton Bay for 10 years, and that area's rent had increased from $350 a week to $650 a week in the last 4 years, which has happened everywhere in Moreton Bay, but it happened there as well. She was paying $350 a week still. Her owners thought she was amazing. They loved her. They just let her stay. And then 12 months ago said to her, look, we really need to charge more market rent for the property. So if you can look for something else, then we can either renovate the property or put it back on the market at market rent. Really lovely landlords. Not a lot of people do that, but they were really nice. So she started looking. And when I met her, she had been looking for 12 months. Now she had anxiety, disability, support animals, very, very shy lady, and really struggled with talking to people, especially people like real estate agents or people who she deemed to have authority. So I went through her information, and she was one of these people that just stays put. So she had lived in her last property for 10 years. She had her part-time job for 7 years. She was a stayer. She didn't go anywhere. She didn't do anything. And her dogs were highly trained. They were support dogs. So the income was probably at least about 50% would be her rent for the duplex she was going for. So in going through it all, we processed her application, we spoke to the owner, and they accepted her and we put her in. But there was a lot of information that she didn't have in her application. So I spent a lot of time with her, fleshing out her application, getting more things in there that she needed to be able to show her reliability. So because the rent was 50% of her income, we had to really push at proving her reliability. And the fact that she stayed in one place for 10 years and paid her rent religiously, she got paid her rent, got paid her rent. And her job was the same, meant that she was very stable and very reliable. So the parts of this business that I do and why it's important is that not all people have the ability to interact confidently with people in authority. So it's really important. So I just wanted to give you a bit of a rundown on what can happen and the anxiety part of people applying for properties.